The aviation sector is among the biggest carbon emitters, and over the years, governments have mult plans to cut down emissions from airplanes, but they have reached no concrete solution yet. And now an environment think tank has warned that the world needs a quote-unquote early, aggressive and sustained government intervention to cut aviation emissions if they aim to meet the Paris target. In its latest report, the think tank International Council on Clean Transportation has said that airlines must start to slash emissions before the end of the decade and by 2025 if possible. The 2015 Paris Climate Treaty enjoins nations to cap global warming at well below 2 degrees Celsius and 1.5 degrees Celsius if possible. However, Earth's average surface temperature has already risen 1.2 Celsius above pre-industrial levels. To project the aviation sector emissions, the ICCT analyzed 3 models, all of them different levels of traffic and fuel efficiency among other factors. The 3 models improved on a baseline business as usual scenario, which would emit nearly 50 billion tons of CO2 by mid-century. And this figure is more than annual emissions from all sources today. However, no hopes were lost, as there was also a very highly optimistic model. It assumes widespread investments in zero-carbon aircraft and fuels, peaking fossil fuel use in 2025 and zeroing it out by 2050. This, if it comes true, would see a reduction of 22.5 billion tons of emissions by 2050. The authority IATA represents 290 airlines across the world and accounts for 83% of global air traffic. Last year, it pledged to achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2050. The aviation industry is among the fastest growing sources of greenhouse gases and one of the most difficult sectors to decarbonize. Many experts are counting on innovations in hydrogen fuels or so-called sustainable air fuels made from non-fossil fuel renewable sources to meet the industry targets. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.